Be in order. Be in order.
Morning, guys. Welcome to Sip and Chat with me, Azem, and of course, Jade, Gwen, Idita, CPL, Matos, Stuart, think it's Beyonce Johnson, right here at the Sugar Factory. And yeah, I want to say thanks to you guys for logging on, whether you're watching us live or if you're checking us afterwards.
Even if you're watching us just on TikTok and Instagram through our short clips.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you so much for logging on. And yeah, big shout out to all the on-island CIA agents. Really appreciate you guys doing whatever it is you do, helping to destabilize the country and so forth and so forth. You know, the job you do and the work you do is not unseen. I see a couple of them. I remember I tell you yesterday.
Yes, I mean.
I tell you yesterday who the one guy, who the one CIA agent was that we found out
what you're talking about. You ain't gonna make that go with me, no. They ain't going with me, Azem. They don't go with you. However, I want to stay. I don't know how to play with the people.
They didn't even working
of
with the program.
all the people for you to play with, this is who you choose. The CIA. Wow.
Jade,
Love it.
I mean, people might want to suggest that because of my chosen headwear, but no, I'm not a terrorist, Jade.
Who are you telling me or them? Who are you? Oh.
But bear in mind, if I disappear, there is a folder of compromat that will get released, and so you don't want that.
You must be thinking, Nick. You must be thinking.
You've been watching this thing called Night Agent on Netflix?
No, but I'm going to start.
Yes, it's pretty interesting. It's just a cool little show.
Yeah, I like spy stuff.
Oh yeah, well, you're gonna like this one. This one was actually pretty cool.
Good. So today, after I'm super productive, I'm going to sit down and watch it for like an hour. Nice.
Yeah, watch a nice one episode and see what's going on. And tell me if you like it.
Yeah.
Let me see. It does start out from the very beginning. Pretty upbeat. It's not a slow burn.
Good, love it.
Yeah.
Sometimes them slow burners they do too much.
And I got to be in the mood for the slow burners.
Yeah.
I like them, but it's like I have to walk out. Okay. And I have to come back to this when I'm in the mood to like invest mental energy to. Yeah.
Exactly. And we don't really have that.
Yeah, but I think it's becoming hard for me to find shows to watch because I have to be in certain moods to watch, and right now I'm just not in the mood to watch a lot of different things.
That's how I feel often. So I usually just hop back over to YouTube and just put something in the background noise while I do work. You know, murder mystery to get the blood flowing.
Yeah, one or two serial killers just to keep your teeth white. Yeah.
Keep by your toes.
Oh, but Jade, how are you doing?
A lot better than yesterday.
Okay, the throat seems to be a lot clearer. You're speaking a lot more.
The throat is back.
Yeah, I'm feeling the bass come back.
I tell you, as an adult, you don't miss things until you realize that you can't use them. You know.
Jade, talk about
when you
it.
can't smell because you're sick. When your throat on fire, so you can't swallow. When you can't sleep.
Jade, some of the it'll be these little things that are there now, how important everything working together is. Yeah. Like when you're small and you go to your little growth spurts and you get a little cut under the base of your toe.
Oh, why did you do that?
Oh yeah, bye. Like that, they'll just be like, I don't even know if it makes sense to continue living.
Yeah, that was a hell of a flashback, boy. Wow.
I don't know if it makes sense to continue living.
Because you know, I've had several, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, as we grow, them things happen.
Yeah. But yeah, yesterday I was going good. Like I went home and I had my nice little yogurt and cottage cheese mixture.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's my breakfast. It's either egg and a bowl of parfait.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Or granola with well, that's the same thing. Oatmeal, just a parfait by itself. So I had that, and then
The oats and eggs is a good combination too.
yeah. All the protein you need.
The oats and eggs.
And then after that, I I went straight into working. So I just sent a bunch of emails, did a bunch of graphics, everything, and then somewhere around like 2 o'clock, started feeling very woozy. I said, I don't have this Theraflu. My body just saying you need to go lay down because you're still sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, one out of the two of them.
But you did pay attention.
No, I had to. It would have looked better if some come out see me on the floor. We don't want to traumatize her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went to lay down and actually tried to watch the
We don't.
We don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
No, not willfully.
Right.
Not willfully. Yeah. I can't avoid traumatizing my roommate.
Yeah, okay.
But I could try not to do it willfully. Yeah. So after that, I lay down and tried to watch the press conference.
It was actually yesterday?
The one with the police and the Coast Guard. Not the one for
I
the
didn't
government.
even know. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, because they sent it out 5 minutes before it was supposed to go live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, love it. And so, I did ask for a press conference, and I got one. Did I?
Did it have real information that?
I don't remember. I fell clean asleep. I know they were talking about.
So they were watching you?
Yeah, boy, probably. Kwame telling me. And I was talking about the different incidents that were happening. I think that was the new commissioner of police speaking, where he sounded like he was a little. What word should I use here?
I wasn't watching, so I don't know.
I prefer Cromwell. I'm gonna let you. I
Okay.
prefer. I may be biased because, I'm a partner, but yeah, I prefer when Cromwell. Or maybe he just needs to get accustomed to doing this.
No, maybe that's not his strength.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
his strength
yeah.
is in public speaking.
Somebody said that we need a PR. Well, then hear me, I on the team. The reason I said we is because they said the person who said they said I should volunteer, as if I have nothing else going on in my life. I need to now become the PR for the police. Insanity. But maybe they need a PR person. Like you see how the White House has a press secretary.
I think there is someone who is.
Who?
Is I don't know.
Well, if they need to do the
the
job.
Cromwell is the one who usually does come out and.
Is he the press secretary?
I
He's
don't
the
think-
nation's blanket, but
I don't know if he's the press. I don't know if that's the term, but I think he handles most of the public facing.
he was there too. He did some speaking as well. I don't know. I think
in cases like this, people want to hear from the commissioner. Though.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I think this might have been, this is his first time as a commissioner, because he knew. And so I guess he just needs a little warming up. But I didn't like the fact that, and I don't know who to blame for this, like the mic was hot, so you could hear everybody laughing. I'm like, this ain't really a laughing time.
I don't know why these people don't hire me.
I don't-
Like real talk. It's getting ridiculous.
I don't know.
Like,
I was like, this ain't really a laughing type of
I don't know why these people don't hire me. Like, I have my team. We could get this thing organized. Like, let's go.
Somebody said I have 2 PR officers. Well, Anguilla been laughing after me video. You see?
Who?
A whole Anguilla sipper.
Yeah, because he know exactly what he's saying is true. Bear in mind, you were the only one that said it.
No, you agreed.
Huh?
You agreed. You didn't even.
Yeah, but
You didn't even think about it. You agreed automatically.
Yeah, but it's true, yeah.
Yeah. So well.
I'm not saying that. What I was saying is that is the belief. Whether it's true or not, that's you gotta ask the young William men.
Well, I'm gonna ask him after the show because he had killed himself and he sent me a voice note. So he's either confirming or denying.
I can send it to a couple of Anguillan men.
Yeah, see what happened? You should try to put your status.
I will.
Let the Anguilla women tell you what's going on.
I will do that. I will after the show.
But yeah, that's what happened yesterday. I just watched the press. Well, watch a little bit, and then I fell clean asleep. But I remember him speaking about the murders, the incident with the drowning. They also had the Coast Guard, the incident yesterday with the African people that. Yeah, it was African. I'm gonna tell you the story, man. The boat that capsized off Antigua. Yeah.
So there's more.
Yeah. Of course, there's more, Azem.
Wait, this is a different boat.
No, it's the same boat. But we thought we were sorry, not Anguillans, Antiguans. We thought we were I thought we were Antiguans because they said the boat came from Antigua.
No. What?
Yeah.
They said the boat was Going from Antigua to St. Thomas, right?
Yes, I thought was.
And the capsize off our course,
Yeah.
right? Yes, I know. Obviously, it wasn't Antiguans. Yeah.
Why?
Hmm?
Why?
That sounds smugglish.
Yeah, I didn't think about that part. Now you say it, the root. Yeah. No, I see your point now. Well, it was. They might have been. I don't know if that's what happened. I don't know if there was smuggling, but you wanna just jump into it?
Trafficking is what you rather say? Yeah, because
No. All of them mean the same thing, man.
Okay.
Traffic and smuggling is the same.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
But yeah. So yesterday we were talking about before we left about that capsized. I think it was how many nautical miles? 50. Somewhere between there, off the coast of St. Kitts, and our Coast Guard intervened, and so it says, death toll from St. Kitts boating tragedy increases. Why y'all say St. Kitts boating tragedy?
we only one. It happened here. It happened here. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much happened here. In our waters.
We always in something, eh? The death toll from this morning's boat tragedy off St. Kitts has increased to 3. Damn. Damn. Details on the deceased have not been revealed, but they are believed to be West African migrants who recently arrived in Antigua and Barbuda. The deceased were among 32 people who sailed from Erlings, Antigua, en route to the U.S. Virgin Islands. The vessel named Genevieve capsized and sank about 12 nautical miles, 12, yeah man, that's it, south of Connery, St. Kitts shortly after midnight on Tuesday. 16 of the 32 passengers were rescued. The Coast Guard of St. Kitts and Nevis and Antigua and Barbuda are searching for the missing persons. That is so sad.
See, my thing does be like, how would this happen? Especially as somebody who does go between the islands and boats.
Yeah, was it like over
over
capacity? Like what? How would that?
Like, is it just rough seas? Is it that it was the wrong type of vessel to make this type of journey? Did it run aground trying to stay close to the coast? Like upon a reef? Like
they said it was overcrowded. Sorry.
That's the official.
Well, somebody's telling me they said it was overcrowded. Who would Africans who were in Antigua after traveling on the African flight there and remained in Antigua. So remember you had this, there's a flight that was between Africa and Antigua now, so apparently it was some people who came on that flight.
And so they were, so is it that they were legally, they were legally trying?
I don't know about the legally part. I don't know about the
out.
legally part.
Is it like they chartered a boat and was trying to get to St. Thomas? It was cheaper. It was cheaper for them to do it like that as opposed to on a flight. Is it that they were trying to get to St. Thomas, trying to get to the U.S. territory and migrate? Like wow,
I truly don't know.
So many questions.
I wish we did know though, and hopefully we get some answers.
Because the motivations for these things important.
Yeah.
And of course, what actually happened important, because then we could try and figure out how to avoid these type of things again.
Yeah,
right?
That's a crazy situation, boy. Oh my gosh. One of my fears is deep water, so that is terrifying to even think about. And then people still missing. Azem. Half the boat is still missing.
Half the boat, Jade.
No.
Because it's happening in the night, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one thing to be in the sea, right? It's another thing to be in the sea, deep ocean in the night, yeah. In the night, yo.
Things watching you, you can't see them. Oh, you don't know where is where.
Yeah,
you don't know where you're going to run into. It's just so many things. And then that's the other thing. Like, why was it in the night? I feel like this had to be some smuggling situation. Because why would they be traveling?
Yeah, it don't sound any up and up.
No. They sound like something illegal was happening. Man, I need to tell y'all need to stop putting 80 in everything. Because why is it that as soon as I heard a boat capsized with people off the shore, I think they automatically assumed it was Haitians?
Yeah, because we've had several situations when it was Haitians.
I know, however, we don't have to always.
No, but that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do, Jade. You're gonna make assumptions based on. I tell people all the time, you're not wrong with judging. It's when you start to prejudge.
I told somebody this when. oh, the people that we met at Vibes on Sunday, I say, yeah, we need to judge people.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to judge people.
Yes. Like I've been having some very interesting conversations with friends lately about tolerance and differences in beliefs and opinions and acquiescing to people's feelings and stuff like that.
No, we can't always do that.
And it's like, yo.
Yeah. But that whole situation is insane, but I just
Yeah, with so many people still unaccounted for, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. That's what it is.
You have to figure out their families, like you have to get in touch.
But these is people from West Africa, like
that is my point.
The thing is, the man ain't even saying what country. Yeah? West Africa is like the entire Caribbean. That's like saying, oh, there's some people from Europe.
Oh boy.
Some Europeans.
It's going to be a task. So we have to now figure it out, right? I'm assuming. It's probably a nightmare, boy.
No, but I mean, the hope is that the survivors would be able to identify some of the other people.
Yeah. And do we then send them back to Antigua?
Cool.
The survivors.
I don't know what's gonna happen with them.
Yeah.
To be honest,
you can't send them back to Africa because where you can send them?
Do you know what I mean? They would know where they're from, Jade.
You're supposed to tell you.
No, but they would have to identify themselves at some point.
Hopefully.
They can't just be like, I am a nobody and just stay there. Because you're gonna just be nobody in jail. You're just be John Doe in jail, like.
Oh, you're gonna lock me up after I was just traumatized by a capsizing boat?
No, we don't know what to do with you. We can't identify who you are.
True.
You be an alien?
So this no, this is an alien. So somebody says an article says Cameroon.
Oh, one of the articles says Cameroon. That even thickens the plot a bit more for me because the flight that goes to Antigua doesn't leave from Cameroon.
Really, some?
I think it's either Nigeria or Ghana.
Oh, Ghana is so beautiful. I want to go. I don't remember if I've seen many pictures of. Yeah.
Whole Africa.
Yeah.
Whole Africa.
That is on my to-do list.
Yeah, probably by next year, man. By next year, I want to touch Ghana.
Maybe I could marry an African prince and he just takes me.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably wouldn't put all my eggs in a basket.
I wouldn't either.
But
however,
yeah, you could. Yeah.
You need to have like
options.
Yeah. But we'll see if my prince finds me. Let's see what's next. So, okay, one.
You ever met African royalty?
Ever been to?
You ever met African royalty?
I feel so.
What?
I used to have a lot of African friends when Windsor first opened here. Yeah, Azem, I was heavy on the African scene. Me and friends like Sam and Shazet and stuff. No, we used to love African parties and stuff. Like when Kitishans used to scan and not want to go around like African parties. Oh, that was so fun. They were so fun, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. They used to be down at mojitos and stuff.
I got you.
But there was this lady, I cannot remember her name, but I swear to you, I feel like she was.
Why?
Just from certain things. Certain behaviors and things that, because we used to go to her house and stuff, right?
Oh my gosh.
So we used to be like, huh, interesting.
So she was a student?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I feel like we as Kitishans too often we don't want to explore other cultures, and I mean cultures that are here with us. Like we prefer to make fun or joke or, separate ourselves and act like they're here to steal, take it from under us. But I think we need to actually immerse ourselves in different cultures. Because why not? It's here. Some of us can't get to fly because, flying is ridiculous right now. But we have different cultures here that are so beautiful if you just take the time to actually speak to people and, learn them and even try the food and the culture and stuff like that. I love it.
Yeah, I understand. I think for me the issue is that you simultaneously have to have intent of preserving and celebrating one's culture while exploring and learning from other people's culture. I think one of the issues that I have is, for most people, there isn't a clear understanding of St. Kitts and Nevis culture, what it is, like what makes us us.
That's a whole different
Like,
story.
yeah, so it's like you're talking about going and exploring other people's culture when we don't even know ours.
Well, I mean, the people who actually actively try to learn their own as well, not just live in this little bubble.
I mean, and that's not to say that people aren't practicing and because we're here and involved and that kind of thing, but I think it has to be a conscious thing, right? It has to be a conscious thing. Like, what are the things that make us authentically Kittitian? What are the things that make us? And if you ask people, people don't know. People have no idea.
But you should. I feel like at some point you should sit down and think about it. Like sit down.
You start about it. Like, what is it that makes me Kittitian, as opposed to the fact that I've been born here? We don't really think about it.
Well, I could tell you the food,
Okay.
the culture.
But how much of that food is like?
Kittitian?
Like, what would be the thing? Like, what would be some of the food things that you consider authentically Kittitian?
Okay, I think cook up is one, and yes, there are different variations because there's like pilau and.
Anyway, in the world you go, there's a dish where there's a rice dish where you add meat to it.
Yes.
Yes, but I understand. Yeah, cook up. Okay.
Goat water.
Okay.
Yeah. Sugar cakes. Guava cheese.
Right. Okay.
Salmon balls, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
So what you're doing is you're naming dishes, which I agree with you. Like a lot of these, I think, but a lot of them.
Bread and saltfish for sure. For sure.
But I was gonna say like the bread, like our bread, the way we make
Yes,
bread, is,
bread
I think is unique to
definitely.
St.
But bread and saltfish, yes, because also right, this one is a weird one, but every time one of us posts it, I realize we might be the only people doing it, and everybody else thinks we're weird. Carkers and condensed milk.
Ah.
But every time one of us like posts that we had this on Twitter,
Right.
the other islands just judge us as
Like,
in
well, what? I get that.
what kind of.
Don't knock it till you try it.
That's how we say. Listen,
Yeah, don't knock it till you try it.
don't judge it. Try it,
Don't knock it till you
and
try
you'll
it.
see.
Yeah, but you see, like, okay, for instance, with Trinidadians, like their cuisine,
But some shots and
well, but no, it's synonymous with like pepper, right? So
Yeah.
like they're known as like these people eat a lot of pepper,
all the
right?
salt.
Right? In Grenada, Spice Isle, so the assortment of spices. Guyana as well with the curry,
Yep,
and not just regular curry, but real curry.
real curry.
Right? So because of the Indian influence. So like I wonder now, like with us, I think we have a lot of dishes that might be uniquely done, but I don't know if our cuisine has like identifying characteristics that like weaves this way through multiple things. Apart from the high incidence of like sugar and butter.
Sugar and salt.
Yeah.
We love a good sugar and salt thing.
Yeah. So I don't know, but maybe, and that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of this isn't conscious. We experience life as Kittitians and Divisions because like we're just here.
Yeah.
But maybe we don't consciously and actively like know what it is to be Kittitian outside of like And we
Somebody
don't.
put that together. Put that together. What it is to be uniquely Kittitian and Division. That's a good project for y'all. We await the
Yeah, I think language and stuff,
Results.
language and stuff would come into that. But
yeah. We sound like less angry Jamaicans. Montserrat does as well. Like I've heard Montserrat accents before, but I heard one over the weekend, and I was like, whoa, you sound like you're from St. Paul's and Jamaica. No, definitely, they sound like they were from St. Paul's and Jamaica at the same
I
time.
think the way I think there's a closeness between Montserrat and Antigua, right?
Yeah.
So when I start saying the three most aggressive accents in the Caribbean are St. Kitts, Jamaica, Antigua, I think Montserrat kind of in there as well.
No, listen, I didn't realize
but because it's so small and such a small pool.
Yeah.
And because the truth about it is most of the Monstrations I know, they don't even live in Montserrat anymore.
Oh.
Most of the Monstrations I know, they live in the US or England.
Oh.
So I have very good Monstratian friends who live there, but it's few. And most of them speak for a living, so it's not necessarily like you're hearing.
No, I don't think. I don't even think a lot of people know how they sound.
There is not a lot of them. So a lot of people would not experience them in that way.
Yeah, there was. Why I heard it was because these signs that most of the Caribbean countries have that said the name of the country. So Montserrat got one, and they were like, "Why would you give us this ghetto sign?" It was so bad.
Montserrat got what?
A sign that says Montserrat, but it was awful. They cussed it so much that they removed it.
Nice.
Yeah, they said, "Yeah, see, countries like Jamaica and other countries own and come give us this." Azem, they take it up.
As they should.
Yeah.
As they should.
Sometimes that's all you need to do, come together as a.
Call Van from Nevis Lane, come start out over there, man.
he-
Van could get something nice and pretty and
I'm telling
vibesy.
you, there's people around that could fix it.
Yeah. Like even like them kind of things. I feel like because we live in such a globalized world now where like everybody sees everything that everybody doing, and so like it does get things that get real fatty. Right? Because I was one of the people who would feel like that's such a fad. Right? Like I'd be like, yo, like
This ain't gonna last long.
no, well, let me not say that it's a fad, but it's a trend.
Trend, yeah.
So what happens is that like
Oh, fat, so your age showing, friend. Your age is showing.
so where was the first like black sign?
Jamaica, I think.
Not bad.
Oh, I thought you meant the Caribbean.
Even in the Caribbean, it was Jamaica?
I think so.
I know that, you know.
Where was it?
I want to believe it was maybe one of them small northern islands. But either way, wherever it was. And then it was just like you start seeing it. And I remember when Nevis got theirs, I remember I had a bet with somebody. How long before you think St. Kitts got one number on there? I had a bet with somebody that was like, how long you think
Maybe
before?
it was a package deal. Maybe they said let's finish the one in Nevis first, and then we will head over to our sister isle.
See, I have this kind of thing, and this is very personal. So
What?
me don't like look like people. I don't like do what people do. I don't like follow people. I like come up with my own vibes, my own energy. Like, so things like that does be like very like.
Yeah, but I like it because I've seen it in use plenty of times.
Seen what?
Seen it in use.
Yeah, but it can be used because it's a trend. Like that's the
Yeah.
purpose of the trend.
Well, yes, I don't
So
mind it.
I'm not saying.
Oh, you wanted it to be something different other than
No, I'm
the-
just saying like this whole idea of just like following things instead of like coming up with our own attractions and our own thing, like it just does be after me. No,
But we
I'm
have
not
our
saying
own
I'm not.
attractions, I think.
Huh?
We have your own attractions and stuff. We don't?
Dude, let's be honest. What has happened is somewhere just do something, you get popular there, and everybody just walk out. We're gonna go do that there too. That's what happened.
Sometimes.
That what happened with this.
Yeah, that's what this is sometimes.
yeah, like, which is cool. Like, it's not
Yeah.
that I'm saying that it's not cool. Like, but for me, they just be like, okay. Like I tell you, like when.
Well, you sound like a zombie.
No, because when we had the conversation, I remember I started seeing it on social media. Right, I started seeing it on social media, and I had the thought. And one day, a friend of mine was like, "Yo, where this in Nevis?" So I was explaining to him where somebody told me it was. I hadn't seen the sign yet, but somebody had explained to me where it was. And he was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I was like, "How long you think before we get this in St. Kitts?" He said, "Nah, man." I said, "What? Man, I gotta be crazy. You see the amount of pictures being taken
Why
here?"
would you think that we're gonna get one? Madness.
I mean, I would have hoped that we wouldn't, but yeah.
Yeah, about you.
But to me, like things like that lame. To me, it's lame.
Oh, you're such a.
I can say it. It's lame.
Oh my God, you're such a
It's lame though.
Debbie Downer, man.
Yeah, but it's lame. Like
To you, as a.
yeah, to me. And this is only speaking for me. I could just be, and,
It
like,
must be so fun at parties.
yes. Because then I become the person that everybody could just gang up on. Yeah. So I'm the one who...
Everybody has a purpose in life.
Yeah, everybody comes together around the, you know, the topic of...
Azem's hot take.
We're going to have he buy. You know, things like that lame to me, right? To me. Like, following people lame to me. But right now we live in a like a society where if you're not following, then you're like outcast. Like yeah, you know, so it's like I understand when things like that happen that you're gonna see these things happening. That's why everywhere you look, everybody's selling chicken and chips.
If I see another burger, another chicken and chips.
But how much chicken and chips? But how much chicken and chips?
Let me tell you the cuisine that we have here. Indian, Chinese, burgers, chicken and chips.
You want me to get a joke? You finish?
Yes.
You want me to get a joke? Why is it that everything you just call out, I could name at least one Indian restaurant that doing exactly that? So all of them is Indian. All of them is just Indian.
That's not true.
All of them is just Indian.
That ain't true. After the local businesses, it's just chicken and chips or burgers. Like, Lord, I'm tired.
Like, you know, I just watch like, and that's the point I'm making, right? So like, I've
I want to cook up in the night.
We don't even go down the road, yeah. Right? Don't even go down the road, right? I have visited places, right? Street markets across the world, Sri Lanka, like all over, right? Brazil. And the thing about it for me is the variety.
Yes.
Like you go into the street markets and it's like, I can't even determine what, and a lot of these are not only necessarily uniquely Brazilian, you know, they're just unique stalls. Like it's like this guy just figured out a cool way to do something with cheese and flour. This dude just figured out a cool way to do something like with ice cream.
Yeah.
This person figured out something cool to do with by really just hot oil, because he just fry everything.
How many ways can you fry stuff? You know what I made last night? Not to cut you off. Some hot chili oil.
Interesting.
I don't know where I had. So how I am, right? I have cravings for things and I just decide if I could make it or not. By the ingredients in my house.
Right. Okay. That sounds like you're chefing it up.
Yeah.
You got like little chef. You got a little chef in you.
I made a lemon bowl last night and I was like, yeah, this needed some hot chili oil.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, vibes. But that's what I'm saying. So like, what I would love to see is people who are inventive and creative, and instead of, and there's nothing wrong with being inspired by something that exists.
Yes.
Because everything is, the problem that I have is instead of people who are inspired, we have people who imitate. And so it's just...
It is so frustrating.
Like how many different ways you could
eat how many burgers y'all want to make?
Yeah. Like how much pizzas you could have?
How many chicken and chips? How many drumstick with fries can I buy?
Like if everybody decides to not open on Monday, then what we eat on Mondays?
Hot food. Go home, go cook, Azem. Like we have the kitchen and stuff. But sometimes I just want some local food in the night. You know how difficult it is to find that?
Once it past 3 o'clock.
Oh my God.
Once it past 3 o'clock. Even the places that stay open, right? Even the places that stay open.
They switch.
They switch the menus. And the thing is, my thing, they be like, why everybody's switching the menus the exact same time?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like sometimes I just want some rice and salmon at 8.
And there is rice and salmon times?
Because that's dinner.
Yes. Yeah, I eat chicken and chips for dinner every day. I did that once. I got extremely
What
fat.
you end up, what you end up having to do is you end up having to go to, you know, like the Boozies of the world, which is cool and thing. But you know, you might not be looking for that dining experience.
No, I just want some rice and salmon.
Yeah. So if I could get $30 rice and fish at 1 p.m. Why there is nowhere there I could get it at like 8 p.m. I don't understand.
So strange.
Like
I do not understand the culture.
The only place you could go to get that is if the person who in charge of it don't look like you. That's it. You could get it, you know, the person in charge generally doesn't look like you. I have to go to a place that is fine or semi-fine dining.
I don't
That's
want that. I just want a piece of fish with some rice that I don't have to cook.
Yeah, try a piece of pie in there or something.
Yeah, you know,
Corn pie or
double
something.
starch.
Yeah, corn pie or something. Like this, the same food you could get at 1 p.m.
Why can't I get it at 8?
Yesterday was a prime example for me. So yesterday we finished the show, and we dropped you off. Many Kingsters went to do some work on my vehicle. And when we finish, it's like, well, what to eat? Because now it's the weird time where it's like 11:05.
Okay, so you know, it's the only certain things that you could get.
It's 11:05. So you're thinking to yourself, well,
I think KFC open yet.
It's like, yeah, the KFC
I
open.
thought KFC open 11:30.
10
Oh, 10:30? Crime against humanity. I give people a greasy chicken 10:30 in the morning, Lord.
No, wedges. I hear KFC got wedges again. But they're not the same, no?
Test them first.
I don't know. I haven't had them.
Unless if this is the same batch of wedges that I tried, no.
Okay.
I'm not having it. Where is the wedges that we once had?
We have the best wedges in St. Kitts. We have the best wedges in St. Kitts.
That's a Boozies. I haven't tried them.
There we go.
Boozies.
There we go. Boozies. Boozies. Easily.
Sure?
Yeah, easily.
I need to try them.
Easily. Boozies. And it's been consistent for years now.
So I love, when my food is consistent.
That is a big point for thing. But yeah, the point I'm making is we have a lot of people who are interested in entrepreneurship, interested in maybe a side hustle, making a little something, whatever. But innovation, it doesn't seem to be part of our DNA as Kittitians and Divisions.
It's basically, I see you doing that, he looks successful, let me copy it.
And what ends up happening is that you end up cutting into the profits for each. So you ain't gonna make it, and that person ain't gonna make it, because you're doing the same thing, and there's a small pool of people.
Yep.
Like if you set yourself aside with a good product, I think you could do it.
I think
so.
So.
And that goes even outside of food.
Yeah, and there's so many things that you could do because the internet is there. Look up, just start doing research. Do research to see what's happening. I hate when people discover that something is working for somebody and then they just decide I'm gonna do it. So like that does really bother me.
Yeah, but
because they can saturate the market and then nobody making no money.
But even so, even in the terms of looking online, like I don't care where you get the inspiration from. You could see John down the road doing okay, I'll give you an example, right? When you go to a chicken place, a place to do chicken and chips, what type of chicken you usually get with the chicken? Like what?
Drumsticks.
Usually drumsticks. Normally drumsticks. A few places might do wings, right? We're at the point now where a lot of people seem to be on a health kick, and a lot of people kind of go for chicken breasts. So where can I get like a grilled chicken breast?
Your kitchen.
Suppose there was a place, right, that did like literally, they just did grilled chicken breasts, and you could do grilled chicken breast with rice. You could do it in a salad. You could do it in a. This is just off the top of my head. I didn't even like.
Yeah, we follow that.
Right. So what I'm saying is, there's options, right? It's not just about, oh, I see somebody doing this on TikTok. It's more like using your own brain to figure out, hey, sometimes it's just like, what would I like? What would be interesting? What is it? Find the problem and fix it.
Yeah,
why
that's
is
why
it
I like Crazy Walls, I love Crazy Walls.
Yeah, another big
ice
cream fan.
They have other things.
No, but I think the idea is cool. Like, I mean, and that's something that we would have seen.
I might treat myself to some
outside.
Crazy Walls today. I haven't treated myself to sweets in a while.
Oh.
Either the organist met me. So this thing where, because I'm trying to curb my sugar fix.
Yeah.
So I've been making like cookies, right? But I make them with banana and oats.
Oats, right? Yeah. Those would be cool.
Jade liked it.
Nice. Well, if it's Jade approved, then it's good.
Yeah, Jade approved, because he keeps asking me for cookies, and I'm like, I don't want to give him.
No.
So I just made some out of the kitchen. He was like, Mommy, you made me a cookie. I was like, yes, sir, I did.
Too many youngsters, and I'm talking from like 3-4 years old up, just overweight.
Yeah.
Just overweight, and you're watching these little fat children running around, and it's like, yo.
So even that is a business idea. How about we there's a business that sells food for kids, right? But it isn't fries and chicken, or burger, or hot dog. But it's food that kids would actually enjoy and it's better for them.
Yeah.
We don't have no places like that here, you know. None.
Mm-hmm.
Every kid's meal is fries and chicken.
Fried. Something fried, yeah.
Yeah.
Something fried.
So we're giving y'all business ideas for free?
I got a business idea, but I need to partner with somebody who is into fitness.
Elston.
Just saying all the time. No, but he doesn't do anything. He needs somebody who's into fitness and maybe looking to get into that. Looking to partner with somebody.
I think I could talk to me about this after the show.
We're looking to partner with
I think
somebody.
I actually have somebody, and you know the person too, and they spoke to me about something similar like 2 years ago.
Yeah, so I know. There's definitely a market that I've seen needs to be exploited, and there's nobody.
Exploited, not explored.
No, that's the actual term. Exploited. Exploit isn't a bad thing. Like if I can exploit my copyright, it doesn't mean like it's not.
Most of the time when we hear it,
a bad connotation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so it needs to be exploited, and I think if somebody goes down that road, he could really make some money.
I agree, honestly. Wherever it is, I agree.
Whatever it is, I agree.
Yeah, you generally have good ideas. I can't.
Jade is a yes woman.
As a yes woman. I don't feel like I one. Because I will tell y'all in a heartbeat, this is dumb. Don't do it. But Azem, no, he been over. He been 10 for 10.
Yeah, I think we've been doing good.
Yeah. You want to talk about why the opposition has no office now?
Nevis.
Yes, I'm glad you know them, I mean.
Yeah, Queen City.
So, Premier Matt Brantley announces temporary closure of the office of the opposition. The man said, listen, let me tell you something, right? I got to pay for this and nobody in there. Close it down. The Premier of Nevis, Honorable Matt Brantley, gave notice that the office of the opposition has been closed temporarily due to unfortunate circumstances. Unfortunate.
But that's what he did. That's how he classified the situation. He said it was unfortunate.
I'm sure it was quite unfortunate, Mr. Premier.
Mm-hmm.
Quite.
I feel my cologne smell good today, bag.
Let me smell you. I'm going to stop up.
Yeah.
I just realized though. You see, when I did it, boss by. Well, yes, so between Honorable Cleon Stapleton Simmons and Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge, leader of the Nevis Reformation Party.
Okay. Well. So apparently there's no leader of the opposition, so there's no leader of the opposition office that's necessary, right? I think that's what's being proposed here.
Well, not only has Dr. Janice Hodge expressed that she has the right to the office of the opposition, but also she has the right to it. You hear it?
What?
You hear? She has the right.
On what grounds?
She's the leader of the opposition in Nevis. Wait.
She's not.
Okay, well, she's the leader of the other party in Nevis. And
but that's not. But the office. Then you have your own party office.
No, she want use the big one, the one designated for this.
Yeah, but exactly, it's not designated. Okay.
Can tell the woman how she feel? How you gonna tell the woman how she feel?
I'm not telling her how I feel. I'm commenting on how she feels. I'm not telling her how she feels.
Oh, well. But also suspended NRP candidate and the parliamentary representative for constituency number 5, Honorable Cleon Stapleton Simmons, who is now an independent member. Brantley stated that the office would close at the end of April until an arrangement is made. Clearly, the taxpayers have no ability to pay for 2 offices, and since it seemed that the 2 members of the opposition could not come to any consensus, we vote on the 20th March 2023 to both of them, indicating that we were forced to close the office of the opposition until sometime as clarity could not be achieved. And so, that office, we regret to advise, as we have indicated, will be closed as of the 30th of April, 2023. I hope that the press and the members of the public will understand why we had to take this decision. And I stand here today ready and willing to resume some arrangements if when the members of the opposition can get their house in order and can indicate to us how is it they expect to manage these resources. Bearing in mind that they are resources from the taxpayers of the island of Nevis, Brantley declared. Oh, this man having a field day, boy. Field day. Ladies, let's get it together. It's time.
This ain't a good look, yeah.
No.
All jokes aside, right?
Am I joking?
No, I know you're not joking, but I mean, it's really just not a good look.
No.
Like, and this is the issue that I keep telling. This is the issue I keep having with things like this, right? How is it that the people who we elect to represent us, right, seemingly have lower standards, right, and lower expectations than we have of our toddlers? Like, I don't understand. Like, you from the time you reach like primary school, you're expected to plenize, you work in groups, select leaders. Like, this is things that are going on since you're in primary school now.
Yep.
Nobody like group work, Jade.
Nobody
like group work. But guess what? We don't gotta do it.
We have to do it. There's no choice. But it depends on our grades and it depends on the betterment of the country. Oh, yeah, what? Tell me the two I can't just sit down and hash out this and just even pretend.
Give me a
break.
break.
Just pretend all the time. Politicians don't pretend all the time except when they need to. I don't understand it.
Jade, and the problem I have is, right, the people that suffer at the end of the day is the electorate.
Yes. We don't care if y'all can't figure out who is going to lead the party, you know. We don't care if y'all can't figure out who is going to sit down and say there's the leader, or who's going to speak the most, or who's going to have the most authority. We care about y'all figuring it out and presenting to us plans to move the country that you tell us that you can move forward. If you tell us this, you know, y'all decided y'all wanted to be politicians, y'all decided y'all want to lead and fix and make things better, yet this is where we are.
And the problem is that there are a subset of the electorate that instead of recognizing that, hey, at the end of the day, we are dealing with people, right? And so it's not a matter of whether you're on this side or that side. The election's done gone. Like what happened is that all of them have their people that support them. And you support your person, irregardless of what it is that they're doing. So all they're saying is, well, is she fault? Oh no, well, is she fault? And it's if she would just, and no, well, why we should just? Why are you doing just? And it just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
You care?
About what exactly?
What this? About who said, she said, and...
Make about that, no. What I care about is there's a job to be done, right? And again, just like we want to see people of different political backgrounds be able to put their differences aside for the betterment of the country, sometimes, right, that may place you in a less than ideal situation.
Yes, of
right?
course.
But we expect you to be able to handle it and deal with it and whatever. Everything from sports teams, everything from, like imagine we had football Monday. Oh, big breakout in the team because half the team want this person to be the captain, half the team want the person to be the captain, and nobody could come together to figure out who's the captain.
Why they would put them for 7 days and 7 nights?
What stupid is I really talking?
7 days and 7 nights. You would see hot takes canned on Facebook.
I just don't understand how it always seems as though the expectations of these people who we should have the highest expectation for, they'll be down on the ground. And even they down on the ground, they still can't achieve it. I can't understand. Like, I can't understand.
Oh, yes.
Some of the things we hear talk, like discussions happening, like, it'll just be like, how is this a thing?
Wait.
Just translate, just take politicians out of this and put toddlers, and you see how ridiculous it sounds.
Yeah,
right?
all the time.
And you see how ridiculous it sounds, right? And it's just like, I cannot fathom it. I cannot fathom it. And so it's like, what I keep saying, at the end of the day, we still haven't had a senator that's appointed, right? At the end of the day, there's no leader of the opposition. There's no leader of the opposition, right? You could open the door and go in. There's a leader of the opposition, right? And
no, they got an office.
But, I mean, I forget the office part for me.
I know. I just say it. It's just.
But you got the worst timing, man.
I was like, wait, where's your King so what happened here?
Oh, so much fun at the sugar factory.
Oh, I love it here.
Yeah, but so that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
we're like.
No, it's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, it's how is it that this cannot be handled? Like how?
As if you think we could come in here and say, wait, no, man, as if have a falling out, so we're having a more show.
I mean, we could say it.
But you know, ridiculous thing and so on.
Like, but not only that, Jade. I mean, it's a little different for us because we don't owe anybody anything. Like if we decide not to show, who could vex? Yeah, okay, we might be vexed, but we don't owe anybody anything.
No, that's true.
But you have a mandate. But you have a mandate.
Country.
You have a mandate. You're there as a representative of people.
And you know what makes it worse? They fell out after election, after the fresh election that they just had. After telling us why they shouldn't vote for Mac and his team and all of these things, the this and the that. Look at y'all now.
But and then the thing about it is, right, how is it that it's not clear cut as to who is in the wrong? Like how could it be that not like there are people who are just, because what happens is if there's a clear cut person who is in the wrong, then what should happen is even people on that person's team should say, you're in the wrong, this is what needs to happen.
Yeah.
If the person decides not to
adhere
to what the convention is or what should happen, right? Then cool. Then we could all know that you is a problem.
You're talking about them? We're talking about Cleon them still, right?
Yeah. So we all should know you is a problem. Now what happens is that the people now would then have to make a decision when later in time come. Right? But what it seems like to me is that like there are arguments on all sorts and personally listening, I have my views on it. I have my personal views on it, right? But even so, it's just I can't understand. Like if I have children 4 and 5, I expect a certain level of being able to just come together, figure it out. Okay, it's only one tie is to you.
Yeah.
Figure it out. How do we do this?
We take turns, we have a schedule. What we going to do?
Is it go based on seniority? Are we going to flip a coin? Like, what are we going to do?
But at the end of the day, you have to fix it.
You can't just have these stalemates when there's a responsibility that needs to be taken care of. Like, I don't understand.
Azem, and you realize this has been happening since December, right? Because we're almost in April, you know. April is next month. I mean, yes, it's next month. I mean, it's next week. April is literally days away. And y'all still cannot figure out this problem.
And the thing about it, people are afraid, you know, people afraid to come out and say, yo.
Oh, I don't nonsense.
And this is why. Like,
no, I think y'all need to stop being afraid when it comes to politicians and the country. This isn't like... This
is why I tell people, I am not putting my faith in people.
Nobody.
I'm not putting my faith in people.
Because people has failed you.
No, but we are flawed. I am flawed.
Of course.
I am flawed, right? So I am not going to somehow pretend as though I could have a lot of respect for persons.
Yeah.
I could admire persons. There are persons who I can look at as mentors, right? But I have to also respect the humanity in a person.
Of course.
What I keep saying is this is why I want us to focus more on developing the institutions, right? The institutions, not necessarily just attaching to somebody's bandwagon and running behind them, shaking some flag, no matter what the color is. Like, that is ridiculous to me.
Yep.
That is ridiculous to me. And to be honest, I'm be straight up, and there's people might be watching and listening who fall into this category, but either be looking at it and just be thinking, this is wild. This is wild, like I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Because what we're doing is we're putting so much faith in these flawed individuals, and it's no fault of their own, right? The system is corrupt. So even if you take good people and put them in a corrupt system, we can't always expect them to be faultless.
Yeah.
Right? So what do? Is it that we just sit down and figure this is how it is, and just figure out, then let me attach my support to this person simply because if this person gets up, then hopefully I get up with them? Because that's what it seems like.
Yeah, hopefully that's what it seems like.
Do we understand that we need people to fill these positions, and what we need to do is to strengthen institutions to kind of hold these people accountable?
Yeah.
Like maybe we should be seeing people jumping up and going on about the court system, the legal system. Maybe we need to be seeing that level of support for that. Maybe we need to be
it's so ingrained in us that it's people.
People. Okay.
It's people. We don't care about the systems. We don't care about the policies. We don't care about them things. We care about who it is in this constituency winning.
It's years now I don't recognize that people gone mad with this thing, Jade. You know, when I was still, the first time I voted, right? The first time I voted, I heard a young man say, if a particular politician spit in him out, he'll gladly swallow. And right there I walk out.
Oh, you big freak. Wow.
I said right there, right there, I said, this politics thing does turn people insane. Right there. Partner saying it over and over again. With his chest.
Oh, you freaky thing, you.
Yeah, that might have been what going on.
My
God.
God.
Might have just been a kink. I might have just...
Why? You might have misunderstood.
I might have misunderstood what he was saying.
That is, listen, I tell you, Al-Qaeda can't get certain information out of me, you know. But for all you know, it's very easy, man. You're crazy. Me watching another big man, I'll say that.
No, and so at that point, and there have been several situations, even when I was younger. My father tell me and say, watch you. This politics thing just done people crazy.
Oh yeah, man want to blow up themselves and so.
Yeah, so
blow up the country and themselves.
But for faith in people, no.
Not to be bad.
Half of them ain't even know what the tenets of the party is. They don't know the history of the party beyond some talking points that they just bring up every now and again to try and make some anecdotal points that don't really mean anything.
Well, we're going to talk about Tim and the party after the break. So, yeah.
Speaking of bricks.
Yes.
Speaking of bricks.
Speaking of bricks. But before we do that, we have a special guest that will be joining us in studio shortly. So guys, stick and stay. We'll be right back with more Sip and Chat right here on the Sugar Factory.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sip and Chat with Azem and Jade. And of course, as we mentioned before the break, we're actually joined by a very special guest this morning. In studio with us here at the Sugar Factory, we have with us Bishop Cyprian Williams. I hope I pronounced it right.
Yes, yes.
Ah, lovely,
Yes.
lovely, lovely.
I got it today, because oh boy.
But Bishop Williams, good morning. Thanks for coming, man.
Good morning, good morning. It's an honor to be here at the Sugar Factory. And I was just thinking about it, the name, because I remember going during school break. I used to work at the Sugar Factory.
Oh wow.
Imagine that.
Yeah,
Imagine
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I just couldn't stay home. So I was actually used to work at the machine shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, machine shop during school break.
I hear knocking on my vehicle outside.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The skills still there?
Yeah, the skills might still be there. If not, you just prefer it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They direct you to the suitable person.
Ah, that could
Right,
work too.
right.
That could work
Yes.
too. But of course, for those who may not know, who you are, just give a brief, rundown of exactly who is Bishop Williams.
Well, I'm originally from Keon, Green Valley. Grew up there mostly all my life until I moved to Bastia, maybe around let's say 20 years ago. Yeah. So most of my professional life I've been living in Bastia. Okay. So yeah, around actually 18 years, and so I've been pastoring for 25 years.
Wow.
In ministry, people, will look at me and they say, well, boy, according to how you look, it's like 25 years. You might have started very young. Yes, I started ministry around 23, when started the outreach ministry. Did a lot of outreach events, really sensitizing persons to the kingdom of God. That's one of the message that I believe in. Is the kingdom of God, where the people of God must be able to influence their society. It's no more just staying in the confinement of the walls of the church. It's really taking the message to the marketplace. And right here, this is a marketplace. Right. Because people are listening, people are watching, people are viewing. And so this is where our lifestyle, the way we live, the way we portray ourselves, people can gravitate to what we are saying.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned something there that I know we'll talk a bit more about, which is the influence on society. And, based on your most recent appointment, that probably lines up a lot with that fact. But before we even get there, you said you started ministry really young, like
yes.
as a young man, with a passion for God, a calling to ministry. Like how was it navigating manhood, being a young man at that time, and doing something that, for instance, might not be as popular or associated with youth, manliness, etc.
If you have to go back 25 years ago, and I have to look at the now pressures that are on young people, being honest, it was a suicidal trip. I tell people if it wasn't for God and the influence of the power of the Holy Spirit, I wouldn't have done it. Because it is not something that you can do in your own strength. 23 years and venturing into something like that. If I had to do it again, maybe I wouldn't do it.
But what was some of the challenges that you faced, even those that you knew and maybe those that you didn't know would come?
Because you're coming with a new message. You're coming against sometimes, and when I say against, I don't want to really use that word so much, but you have the structured religion and churches and people, a mindset. Now you're coming to tell people, look, we have to get out of the four walls. We have to preach the message. That is why you can see over the years, you have seen us as a ministry doing massive tent meetings, doing all this stuff. And it is not really about trying to fill our particular assembly, is trying to see that you can impact people so that they can go back to serve wherever God has them to be planted. And so these are some of the things that I think, going back at that time, not having resources, I remember my first sort of open year that I had. Someone actually loaned me a car, and I had and I borrowed a PA set, one of those things like, you know, when Reggie used to go around.
Right.
And that is what we did. I didn't have no worship team, nothing like that. And I used a cassette, you know what I mean? And you know, it's that like today with CDs. And so if it was CD, I could have just, you know, quickly, but you have to go rewind to do their stuff and to play. And that is what we did. And we preached the word, and we saw many persons really got, you know, giving their life to Christ and things like that. And the method about how you do things, I think sometimes we have this tendency to believe in the kingdom and within our churches that if somebody does not accept Christ at our altars, especially, you know, come to church first time, and we think like, oh, we onto the kill. No. If we really study the ministry of Jesus, Jesus was relational. He had relationship. He saw them. He said, he looked at them, they're hungry.
To feed them.
Feed them. But today we will more preach the gospel, people fainting, and never feed them. You understand me? And so, and another thing that I think that you look at, you heard about Jesus, you know, with the fish and the loaves and stuff like that. But he did ministry personal to people. It's not everything you have to publicize what you're doing.
Right.
Because you're touching lives. You're not trying to market, you know, public relations. So people want to know that the gospel that we are preaching can touch them. And that is, over the years, he has been, and I tell you, mindsets of people. And the good thing about it is that God sent us at that time a bunch of young people. I was younger then. So you kind of, and I tell people, you actually will pull according to who you are. You understand me? And so God brought us a bunch of young people. And then after a while, boy, I realized, boy, young people, you know, just like me, have a lot of energy, you know, and stuff like that. And I said, God, we need some balance. And then God started sending some older folks, which start giving me some trouble too, because they're older than me.
Yeah,
you understand me? But with one of the things that I think is that because they saw the genuineness of me over the years, and then not only that, because of training and courses and all these stuff and leadership training that I had to be engaged in over the years, you know, they, not just only the people, but even regional entities, because I served in my capacity as regional director for 2 entities, the World Harvest Ministerial Fellowship under the direction of Pastor Rod Parsley. Most people know him down in Columbus, Ohio, and also under the Full Gospel Baptist churches. Regional director, being in charge of churches throughout the region, looking over them, giving them advice and things like that. So when we have to go to conferences and stuff like that, we have to give reports of how these churches are doing, how you are functioning as a regional director. The next step, well, the next one above that is the senior person in that, and then you become more up in the, you know, top level of the organization. But it was a privilege up to now to serve and to carry that positive name. And one thing that is so powerful sometimes is when you go to these conferences and your name have to be called. And they're asking you, where you from? And you say St. Kitts, because you're St. Kitts flag and everything, and the name. And most of them come up to you, where is that in Jamaica?
Right, exactly.
You understand me? And I have to show them, and then they realize, wow. And this is when I said research, and I showed them, and this is a beautiful place. And many of them, because of that, has come to, you know, really made St. Kitts a destination for cruise, for vacation, because of the influence of these conferences. Because people think that church is just church. Church people travel.
Right. That's
Church people like
Yeah.
to go on cruise. They like to eat. Yeah, they might do a lot of the drinking.
Right.
Okay,
A wine now and
a
again.
wine now and again. Yes,
Yes,
for the
yes.
stomach's sake. Yes, yes. And for those out there who are a little bit religious, Jesus turned water into
Okay,
wine.
okay.
Okay, but
the
let's
best
keep it there because I don't want to offend nobody here in that sense. But that is where the backdrop of these areas, and over the period of time, I do believe, and this is one of the things, well, maybe it was passed on from my parents, is that you must always strive to do your best and also to qualify yourself. Okay, and they are always on that, qualify yourself. Even though you start out in certain dimensions, you say, look, seek to qualify yourself.
Right.
And I realize there's a need, for example, there's a need for counseling, especially marital, relational, and life. People need life coaches. If we could get a lot more of that in St. Kitts, I think government should spend some money
Oh, we agree.
on life coach. We
We
need,
agree.
Yeah.
people need help.
Yeah.
Life ain't so easy as we think. Money cannot solve everything.
Nope.
I don't care how much money you give people. Because the government could just say, look, we pay all your bills, people will still have problems.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Because that is how we the world and the pressures of life and stuff like that. And with my studies, I remember years we did it for about, and we only closed it because we were on the verge of starting our new construction of our building. We run a full life center. The Lord instructed us to have a full life center right there in Baker's Corner. We run it for about maybe 8-10 years, that duration, free of cost. People can come and there for counseling, whatever. You need somebody to talk to? Come.
I think I remember seeing this because I
Yeah.
used to live back when
Yeah.
I would pass back.
Yeah, you see it right there. There's
Yeah.
some doctor office or something
Yeah,
up
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
Right
yeah.
there, yeah. Right there we were for years. For Life Center, let me tell you something. You see people coming in tears, people who are suicidal, people who were on the verge of divorce. And I'm not saying that we save all, because sometimes, honestly, by the time some people come to you, they already made up their mind.
Right.
Things are, it's been years. It's been years of battling with whatever they're going through. And some people just think, well, I can't go back into that situation again. And I must say this, I know we'll talk about the other aspect, but, they love, if you really examine, they love each other,
Yeah.
But the hurts,
Yeah.
the
You have to look
rejection
past
and all
it.
of that, they can't
past
see themselves passing that, or
Yeah.
they're afraid to go back into that same situation.
The trust kind of
Yeah.
diminish at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Right.
And so those are some of the things that we've been doing. So counseling, and then also my recent volunteering position is that I volunteered to be on the credit committee for the First Federal. I hope I'm not allowed to call the name. Yes, but
We're going to go there for a loan out
yeah. I served there, but I took a break.
Oh, we're too late.
Yeah, so you're too late. Yeah, but I don't have much influence there. Maybe I could just talk to somebody. Hello, this me over there. I was a member, and not just only a member, but I was an executive member. Not only that, I was selected and chosen to be one of the credit union leaders in terms of educators. So I have certificate in that, where across the region I can go to teach, because I went on a seminar, just a joke, and I don't want to draw anything. When I was coming and I saw the owner of this place,
Right.
and I said to him, I said, you have on one of our shirts, because he have on.
Yeah.
And I said, I have one too. So he asked me, he said, when did you? I said, about 3-4 years ago, I did that course. I said, I was amongst the first. I said, well, you are my senior, because he is one of those persons. These are people who are called to really help the institution, make sure that there's guidance and stuff like that. Because credit unions are not banks.
Right.
The credit unions must seek to empower the members.
Yeah.
You understand? And whenever they divert from that, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're in trouble. And so that is one of the areas that I did. And then after that,
Oh, you've been busy, man.
Yeah,
because,
lot going on, lot
yeah,
going
because after that I said, look, I really want to, serve my country in some capacity and stuff like that. So I actually went on to become a mediator. And so I am an accredited international mediator, both commercial and civil mediator, certified out of London. It was a hard, really hard assignment, but I did it by the grace of God. And then currently I am studying and getting qualified to become a justice of the peace.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason why I say all of this, because people sometimes think, because I don't want to be, what they say, there's something in round hole.
We're square
Peg in round hole.
Right.
No. I don't want nobody to think, because I gave you a favor. Because you see, especially in my present appointment, even though I'm thankful for the Governor General, with the advice of the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition, at the end of the day, I must be able to tell myself, you didn't really do me a favor.
Right.
Because see, when you're qualified, sometimes people think, they give you a favor, so you kind of think that you're indebted to them.
Right.
No, I am indebted to the citizens. I'm indebted to the act. And
Right.
I tell people, follow the act.
Right.
Whatever the act says, that is what I am going to do. Within my jurisdiction that I have, if you have a complaint, you have a situation that some government official have done you an injustice, or you're grieved by a matter, get to the Ombudsman.
Well, let's
Yes.
let's speak directly to that,
Yeah.
right? Because, and you mentioned it. I mean, we mentioned in the appointment that you are now the ombudsman.
Yes.
Acting ombudsman,
Yeah, here in St. Kitts and Nevis, right? The first thing I'm sure that a lot of people are wondering is,
What does that mean, sir?
who is the ombudsman? What does the office of the ombudsman? What is that responsibility entail? Could you tell us a bit about that particular role?
Okay. Well, the St. Kitts and Nevis Ombudsman Act number 18 of 2006. So that period of time was passed in the National Assembly on the 8th of September 2006. And thereafter, the Governor General will gazette the bill that same year. The office was opened, the official office. The first office was led by His Excellency Walford Gums. He was the first person. He served from August 2008 up to 2017.
Okay.
Because the tenure of the Ombudsman, and I will just say that quickly, is protected. It is protected through the Act, and you can serve up to age 70.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of the things that the framers are thinking about is that, the ombudsman must not be pushed around when administration change.
Right.
In other jurisdictions, what they do, they give you a term limit. Even though you can act up until 70, they give you a 5-year term limit. But
Right.
it is, or sometimes some people go up to 7. The reason why most government cycle is 5 years.
5 years, right.
Right. So they're saying now they don't want nobody to come and
they don't want
mess
it to
up
be
the
a
You're not
political
you're not
thing.
necessarily politically
right.
appointee,
Yeah.
even though you
No.
operate in the political sphere.
Right. So that is what the framers around have been thinking about. The office is established. The purpose of it is to protect and enforce the rights of the citizens.
Okay. So in a nutshell, the focus of the office is, like you said, to protect the rights of the citizens.
Yes.
All right. And is there any particular cases in which the ombudsman may be the path to doing that, as opposed to, for instance, going through the police or the justice system or whatever?
Well, we when it speaks of like criminal matters and stuff like that, you know, those police matters,
Right, exactly.
national security, but it's speaking of the maladministration.
Okay.
That is what it's really speaking of. And it
Right.
says that it's to investigate any administration action of an authority. Any public authority, which is, I can give you, let me just give you that. It speaks of government departments, any government department.
Okay.
It is really, when you look at the scope of it, it's a heavy scope.
Right.
Right now, because the office was closed for nearly 6 years, I am now tasked with the responsibility to resurrect that entity. The good thing about that is that the former ombudsman, both of us had a meeting, and we are going to be having more meetings in the near future, just to make sure. But right at this time, I have everything that he did before, and so now I'm just, you know, getting our own path in terms of where we are going. But not only government departments, but public authorities, government boards, corporations, etc. Any body that government funds go through or is established by an act of parliament, the
Right.
ombudsman has responsibility. For example, I apply for a business license through the Ministry of Finance. I call them 6 months after, still on file. The year end, still nothing happening.
Right.
Is on somebody's desk. That's maladministration.
Right.
It's taking too long, because it means that maladministration is bad, inefficient, and improper administration.
Well, I'm glad you gave an example, because a lot of us, even though we hear what you're saying, we may not still fully understand the scope or the duty that you play. And as you said, the office was closed for 6 years, so...
Right.
And, you know, previously I even said on another show that I want to make it as simple as possible.
Right.
I send in an application to government, and I use a business license, but also even a job interview, or a post has been, you know, a vacancy put out there, and I apply.
Right. Not even
Every time the postman come around, I'm looking for mail.
Not even
Not even a A and a paper.
Not even a rejection.
Not even a rejection to say, well, you're on file or whatever. That is maladministration.
Right.
You can't go in there as a public servant, and I'm going to say this, and pick and choose who you answer.
Right.
The courtesy of it is you need to respond. Somebody got in touch with you. What is the common thing for you to do?
Respond.
Respond to them.
Well, you're going to have
Acknowledge receipt at least.
you're going to have a heck of a job, you know.
You know, I will say this, right? And I made a joke about it, right? And I said, Lord Jesus, you know, as a pastor, people stop you to have conversation
Right.
about ministerial stuff or whatever. And maybe a member again, I have a problem because these
Right.
things. I can't even go to cricket now, sport now.
Nope.
No.
There's no safe space for you right now.
Look, I'm telling you.
Because everybody have a
Sorry.
grievance somewhere.
Oh, yes.
Everybody have a grievance.
I'm going up this step, yeah. I'm going up this step at the stadium, and somebody calling me, Mr. Ombudsman, and then they start the situation, whatever they're going through, and I have to let them know, okay, take your stuff, information. I will give you a call, or
Right.
come and
Office.
see
Right.
come to the office, or make a call, and we will deal with it. One of the things that I would like to do with this office is I want to use the technology. I want people, even to the point of WhatsApp, I want people to be able to look, I have a problem, because it means that it is the right. People just sometimes need somebody to listen to. I mean,
Right.
I'm having a problem. I don't know, because remember, the institution of government is powerful,
Right.
very powerful, right? And government is continuous. It is not just only who we elect.
Right.
It's sometimes the public servants, those who are appointed or work in the offices, that sometimes could give the citizens
The
the
problem.
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think there have been times where somebody might feel wronged. Somebody might feel as though I didn't like how this was handled, or just not getting a response. And usually what happens at that point is the question is asked, well, who do I turn to? Who do I go to? Especially when dealing with people in positions of power, right?
You don't want to talk about that, because I'm a personal example of that. Even in our organization as a church,
Right.
when we were going through a situation, we had no one to turn to.
Right, right.
Legally, a QC took our case. And one of the good things I tell people with stuff is that you have to be able, when I'm talking to somebody out there, when you want to deal with government, please find somebody who's not political.
Right,
Right,
right.
especially a lawyer.
Yeah.
Find one that is not political at all. And this person helped us, not charge at all. Actually, when he saw what we went through, he said, I can't charge a church. I can't charge a church at all.
Yeah.
If we had the office open, legally, if certain decisions, because people might say, well, oh, you know, I embarrass the government and different stuff like that. In terms of, people know me, they know of me because of the
yeah.
You
demonstration.
know what to ask, right? About
The
So
people
I'm
know me of
really
the
curious about that.
yes. They know me because I'm the man demonstrate the
cross
cross,
and everything.
right?
Yes, yes.
And so, but people, it was not a protest. It was a point of a prayer, a dimension of prayer that we had to do, because we had nothing stating what we were going through. I had no placard saying, well, the government did anything to the church land or whatever. But the point is a prayer position, because when I realized that at the time the government was really being a bit stubborn on the issue, because we were not, and I'm not going to get away from our subject, but just to show how things could happen, we were giving the government time. All we said to them, we know land matters are difficult. You made a mistake, you erred, okay, just put us on a playing field so long that we pitch return,
Let's find out.
and right, so we could set up. You saw us, your parents saw us, we worshiping on the side of the road. Look, a car just accidentally have a thing, everybody underneath the damage. And we were there Sunday after Sunday on the side of the road, because where we were, the people asked back for their land because the time expired.
Right.
And they said they were going to build. What are we going to do? And then we had no one. The lawyers writing, nobody's answering, giving the government time. And I remember when the lawyer said to me, look, if you put this thing in the court, you're going to have some serious problem. Because you
Right.
see, one thing with government have the purse.
Right, exactly.
And if you don't have the money to go with them, you have to go privy council, all these council. By the time you're done, you ain't have nothing.
Right.
And so I said, boy, I don't know. And I really heard this thing. Go 3 days. I spent 3 days in front of government headquarters praying. 3 days. And you know, I'm not going to call the QC's name, but he said to me, you know what break the camel's back? That.
Yeah.
He said that is what break the camel back. Because on the first day, the government that was being stubborn called us into a meeting and said we need to settle this matter. Even though it took them after that nearly 3 years for us to actually get the paper. But that is what happened.
Sometimes you have to show people how serious you are, you know.
Well-
you have to go to their home.
Well, the thing about it, and I want to say this, I respect, and over my years, my parents have always said to me, respect people, but afraid no one.
No one at all. Not
And
like your parents.
I'm bringing that to the office, okay? And sorry, I born in March, so we just talk the things just how we
you
think,
should, you
right?
should.
So, you know, March people, we kind of have a little problem. We are kind of soft sometimes, but we mouth strong. And that is how I think. So I'm bringing that. I am not trying to create, because the office of the Ombudsman is an office that persuade government. It's persuasion. So we are trying to persuade the government, the entities, the boards, whoever, to do the correct thing.
So, but
Yeah.
even in that case now, is the question then becomes, what teeth does the office have? And you keep saying the office, not necessarily the ombudsman, but the office of the ombudsman. And I'm certain that this has to be empowered through the act.
Yes.
Right? But what teeth does the office have in terms of creating that leverage to be able to persuade, like you said?
Well, the act gives the office the authority to write, request any information, and no information should be withheld from the ombudsman. Also, if you withhold information, you can be charged with contempt of court.
Okay.
Yes. And not only that, the final drafting of things is that if the authority fails to take on the recommendation, because we are given the authority to give recommendation to the authority, to the board, whatever.
Right.
If they do not comply in a certain period of time, a report will be sent to Parliament. And I don't think most persons will want that to happen. So most over what I've seen so far in terms of documentation, and this is my second week, so in terms of it, you could understand what happened. I
They
made
walk one with the accurate.
yeah, man. Yeah. I had a conversation with the AG, and he said to me about the act and different stuff. Before he gave me a copy, I already had it.
Right.
And he asked me, I said, no. One thing with me, I'm going to push ahead to get what I need.
Right.
And I said, this is my second Bible. This is my second Bible. Okay. You know the first Bible?
Yes.
This is the second. And so I am guided by this. The office is independent of any government influence, anything like that. Also, the office is so protected, so it means as though that no court charges or anything can be brought against the office with any decision that is made.
Okay.
Now.
So
And also the persons who are coming to complain, they are also protected in the act.
So that's one of the questions
Yep.
I was going to get to, because one of the issues that people have a lot of times when there's a grievance is do I now become a target?
Yep.
Is there any level of course, in cases like this, you don't expect confidentiality because you're right? But is there any protection for me? I don't want to become a target because I decided to push my matter.
Yeah.
Just to get some kind of resolution.
See, this is why I've been saying our personal feelings and desires needs to move away. And I've learned that in ministry. Sometimes it's not about, okay, well, some people are afraid of people voicing their opinion, but I prefer you tell me and what you're thinking rather than you're there smiling with me and me know what's going on. Tell me what's
Right.
going on.
Yeah.
And some people have a problem when people voice their issues. But how can the person be better? How can the institution be better if you have people who are grieving silently?
Right.
Yeah.
So these persons, I want to let you know that you are protected by the act, and there are other elements within government that definitely, because I think the government is also talking about the whistleblowing
Protection.
So I think that is going to be under the the Commission of Information, which I think that person would be appointed soon.
Okay.
That individual or that office and the office of the Ombudsman will be working closely together, because people who need information about government will go to that person. If you have grievances, you come to me. So
Right.
we have a few things that we'll be doing going into the schools. We want people to know, and I will say that I want people to know that if you have a problem, you don't have to always just go on the radio and talk about it, because something we talk about it, but did anybody really take on what you're saying?
Right.
And look, I'm very proactive, you know. I said, people, look, if I hear you have a problem, like the other day I heard, at the time I wasn't fully thinking into it, but I'm already researching, of a farmer somewhere down in some country having some problem with the monkeys, and then he's saying about some official from the agriculture department, and already I don't take a note.
Right.
Because it seems as though that person has a problem.
Right.
And if you're listening, and if anybody knows that person out there, please tell them to call 466. I'm giving you the number for the Ombudsman. And this is for anybody out there too. It is 466-6436, extension
Hey guys, welcome back to Sip and Chat with Azem and Jade. We had a brief glitch just now, but we're back. And we're just going to wrap up with our guest today, Bishop Cyprian Williams. Bishop, before we had to go on break, you were letting people know exactly how to get in touch with the office.
Yes.
Could you remind the viewers and the listeners on how is the best way for them to get in contact?
The telephone number is 466-6436, extension 304. And I'll repeat that again. It's 466-6436, extension 304. Or if you wish, you can email. Is the Office of the Ombudsman at, but it is government, which is gov.net. I think it is, yeah, gov.
.kn, is it?
.kn, yeah,
.kn,
.kn,
right?
sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't write it down fully. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
So Office of the Ombudsman at gov.kn.
KN, yes.
Okay,
yes.
nice. Well, I anticipate that, persons may be reaching out. And like I said, hopefully this serves as a way to really, deal with some of the frustrations,
Yes. Yeah.
people may have with dealing with certain entities. We hear it all the time. And it feels good knowing that there is an avenue that people could try and find some recourse and some redress for whatever it is that they might be dealing with.
I suspect you'll be very busy.
Oh, Lord. I don't think that's an understatement right now. If I could just say this, and I want to maybe close on this, and it is what really makes a government good. And when we talk about government, I think many people think it's elected people.
Yeah.
This is the entire government
The system itself.
What makes a government good is when people are valued, respected, and protected.
Indeed.
And I would like to end there.
Indeed.
All right, lovely. Well, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us here at SipNchat at the Sugar Factory. It's been a real pleasure. I think very informative.
Yes.
Definitely.
And,
Lovely conversation.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would really value and respect what it is you said here today, as well as the office. And so, thanks again, and we look forward to hearing more about what you guys are up to at the office.
Yes.
And you personally. One thing though, I ain't gonna let you do this because I don't want Sunday to come and they get on your case. I'm working with you. 'Cause up to now, you ain't shout out your church, eh? Up to now, you ain't said the name. I don't want the members to get on your back,
Well, in my capacity when I came here, I came here as the acting ombudsman, so I am not here representing one church. I'm representing all the churches. But let me say shout out to me about Gospel Tabernacle and Ignite Church over there in the US.
All right, guys, we're going to take a short break and come back as we wrap up Sip and Chat today. We'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to Sip and Chat. Jade, that was a cool little thing there, boy.
No, I like the conversation. I like his energy.
I think, yeah, man. I think we just alert some people about some things they didn't know.
He's gonna be busy, you know. He's about to be a busy man.
I think so.
Boy.
Speaking of people who have been busy.
Well, man, I'm disappointed in this one for one reason and one reason alone. Because I expected to get this with a full production.
I
feel like we missed out on an opportunity to see
some content gold.
Yeah. Oh man, but in theme this week, Andrew Talbot Bass has resigned from the People's Labour Party. So he sent a letter to the chairman of the People's Labour Party, and it says, "Dear Mr. Thompson, as you are aware, I have been a community activist and a donor in the
Constituency?
Yeah, hold on. Is it me or this letter cut off? Probably. Let me see if I can find a better version, because I will not be able to read that with missing parts.
Okay.
If not, I could just give you all a quick summary. Basically say I quit.
And this is from who? You haven't said from who yet?
Yeah, I said Andrew Talbot Bass.
Oh, Andrew Talbot Bass.
Man.
And when he quit from Boston?
No, he quit from... No, man, the man ain't moving. The man ain't moving from that. He didn't quit from his community and all of that. He just said, you know what, I can't deal with this. Y'all ain't living up to y'all promises and y'all, you know, party goals and
Let me ask that question.
nice things, and I quit.
Let me ask that question.
I hate move the dump, Savix.
But,
He move the dump. Sir.
well, I always give... Anyway. So, again, like I was saying yesterday when this, day before, whenever we were talking about this, right? I think everybody feel like, is this like, everybody wake up this week and just walk out the fed up, right?
No.
Do you believe, right, it's more likely, right, that they had a meeting.
Oh, they tried to have a meeting.
Yeah, and Tim just walk out. Yeah, truly, I don't mean that. I mean, really want to.
Yeah, like, why I gonna be here for? I wasn't even coming. I wasn't even gonna be there next year.
Or it's just that they had this meeting and they made a bunch of, let's say, demands, or they had a bunch of expectations that won't be met, and they were like, you know what, we're gonna move in a different direction, and everybody moving like basically a day or two apart.
Well, we've seen how Tim operates when it comes to demands. Last time 6 people gave him demands, they were fired, you know.
Yeah, but that's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
So is it?
But that's what I heard the streets say, you know.
No, but what I'm saying is, so is it that you think? 'Cause I think a lot of people might be feeling like this comes as a surprise to Tim.
No, he knew that was going to resign. I'm pretty sure in the list of demands, if they gave him a list of demands, they had a meeting. They said that, you know, if you don't do this, and this, well, we out. Cause ain't nowhere they just decide, okay, today you're gonna resign today.
So that's what I'm saying. You think that's what is happening?
Yeah.
I think it was more like
the street that they had a meeting.
No, you understand what I'm saying?
What?
You understand what I'm saying? Listen. Do you believe, right, that they showed up and went, we want this, and this, are we out? Or it was more like, so now I plan to go.
No, that's what I'm telling you. But and listen, I answer your question. You know, I'm telling you that they said that they had a meeting. They put forward the demands. The demands weren't.
Okay.
Yeah, Tim wasn't with it.
Somehow I feel it was like, yo, when I plan to leave.
No. So who you think of resign today? My better I'm Jackie. I got Jackie. Who left? Who?
You know, you got
Oh, me
Mark, you got
We also got Stasio. Stasio still.
Yeah, Stasio still, yeah.
So we have some options still.
Yeah.
Like you think when there was
we could do a bracket? Like we could do like a thing where we just you put like $100 down and who you think gonna resign today?
We ain't got it in this economy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we got $100 in this economy. But so I feel like he went, you know, they had a bowl and a shake. And to see who number is going first, and you know, yeah. What number you get is the number you're resigning.
Yeah. So then, if that was the case, why not just do like a joint thing?
No, because you need to draw it out. It needs to be dramatic. Everybody can't quit on the same day. Then what we're going to talk about?
I think it's going to be so interesting to see the new candidates.
Me too, boy, because woo.
I'm interested to see
the candidate pool in thing is looking a little iffy. Like I don't know. Who do you feel like have you been seeing anybody really doing anything that indicates that they may be
No, but I don't think they have to be as visible now as, you know, in the last election, you kind of had to be.
They had to be out there.
They had to be out there
Yeah.
because, so people kind of knew based on, you know, people walking around in whatever color shirts and thing, and you could have tell.
Yeah, you
people
could have tell.
But I think for the Labour Party, there were some candidates that you kind of knew they were going to be the candidate. And that's because they had started their, let's call it sensitization,
Yes.
familiarization with the community,
Yes.
like years before. Right? So you could have kind of see like, okay, this person is probably gonna get involved in politics.
Yep.
And those rumors would have started.
Tim, like me, let me run in your town. Me, I wouldn't cook me.
No, Jade, just go get 6 million, whatever it is.
Point. I could listen. I could take a little
How much they gotta pay you to run?
A cool 10.
10 million?
Yeah.
You're overdoing it, Jade.
Why?
If I pay you 10 million, you gotta win.
But that's the, you think me want win?
I think there are a lot of people who don't want to win, Jade. I think there are a lot of
They
people
want
who don't want to win.
They go wow with me. They gonna let you. Maybe a cool 5, you know.
And that's one
5,
of the,
6.
I keep telling people all the time, you know. When people start talking about, oh, if this person get paid to run, and so, oh my God, they pay, and then people start saying, oh, I never accepted any money to run, and all them kind of things. And so I'd be like, why vex? Like, if I am
It should have been me.
if I'm a young person trying to develop a career, and you're gonna come tell me I must put that on hold to go possibly run, and then if I lose, not only do I now have a stigma attached to me, right? As a failed candidate for the opposition, right? But also my family gonna probably have to suffer consequences.
Boy, you see how that is treat people during the election cycle, Azem?
Let's just be honest. Like, I don't think people just recognize, like, people don't want to admit it. It's like, if you go ahead and lose, when you lose in the election.
When you go ahead. But you mean when they end up.
You went ahead and you lost. But no, when you lose in the election, right? It ain't just return to normal, back to normal kind of life, yeah. It's not.
I mean, some people do it.
No, I mean, of course. And generally, these are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And again, I think it depends also on the type of campaign that you run. Eh?
Yes.
It also depends on the type of campaign that you run. If you're very divisive, if you're slanderous, and that kind of thing, it's less likely that you are going to be treated well.
Yeah.
You know, so... But my thing is when you have young people, especially, and there's always been, like, well, not always, but right now there's this push for youth in politics. If you're going to,
y'all got to pay me to drag me by. You're crazy. Y'all ain't gonna just drag me.
If I'm on this side, hey, for me being in the wilderness for the next 10, 15 years, yeah, I need about.
My wallet can look like a desert, but I could be in the wilderness. It's okay. My pocket's going to put me. I gonna need to sleep at night knowing that yes, you have ruined my life, but there's a little bit of pocket change there. So you know, if I need a drink now and again, if I need some therapy.
I think the thing is ensuring that your life isn't ruined afterwards. That's what it is.
Well, social media, yeah, but I mean like in real life.
No, I'm saying like no. If I run and I lose and I got 8 million to run, then is my life really ruined?
No.
That's the point. So like, yeah, just trying to.
Yeah, so you want me on the web. However, me on the web, so me gonna see it.
8 million, 4 million for the community, 4 for me.
Yeah. What about the pain and suffering?
No, I see 4 million. That's all I included my 4 million.
4 million to pay for pain and suffering? Tim, talk to me. Listen, I man you to this tragedy thing, man you to this suffering thing.
They turn around and they go, the people called me to serve.
I was sitting at a bench in your town and the people
came to me.
Yes.
All at once, apparently.
All of them.
And all of them had the same thing to say. We need you.
We need you
to serve.
Yes.
Remember.
I got this, Azem. I got this.
Yeah, that's the first thing you gotta say.
Yeah, Tim.
And then you got to say something like, I was never paid to run.
I was never paid to do this. I did this because I wanted the best for my constituents.
I wasn't paid to run. And then when they find like the 4 million thing, they said, no, that was a gift.
Gifts? I just get a little more.
That was just money for the campaign.
Yeah. That was the change. You know when I want to send your shop and I got change left over? That was just a change.
I still believe they need to ease up on Trump on this.
What?
Stormy Daniels payment.
Why they're just looking for something to lock out the man for you? Because, you know, last time the lame win, we see how that went.
Not sure.
Last time
They said the man used campaign funds to ensure that he had a campaign. Me understand what you're saying.
Yeah, like, what he supposed to use? Y'all want the man, y'all want the man safeguard y'all investment.
Oh,
So he had to
man.
use some of the investment to safeguard the bigger investment. Look at the bigger picture. We ever had a scandal like that on you?
Yeah, Jade. Well, I mean sexually?
Yeah.
Yes, Jade.
Publicly?
What?
Huh. I went to them.
There's one particular parliamentarian here almost like every week you hear about another settlement. Who ain't get house, who ain't had to take jacket. How can
I feel like cute, you know. I feel like I cute and I feel offended that nobody ever approached me for these things. Like I feel like I deserve not to approach it.
You mean approach it to one, you mean?
No,
Approach it to what?
to silence me.
No, normally what happens is you got to make noise. Like, they can't approach the silence if you're not making noise, Jade.
But they need to approach me so I could be silenced.
No, but you need to be making noise.
They need to make me make some noise.
What?
They need to approach me so I could
No,
be in a
Jade.
position to make some noise. So then
No,
they could
that's
silence
not,
me.
that's not how it works, Jade.
They need to approach me so I could get in the position to make some noise so then they could silence
That's
me.
not how it works.
How it does work?
How it works is, young lady walk out, you got money, I attacking you.
Oh, I have to do that.
Yeah, because you got to make the
man.
noise. You got to start making the noise, Jade.
Yeah, but they don't attack them based on the fact that they trouble them.
Jade.
That's
You
what
see,
I mean.
You see what's going on with Jonathan Majors now?
Yeah, no, he looking funny in the light.
No.
Yeah.
The
well,
charges dropping, you see that?
No, it's not, friend.
So what?
You need to see the update. You need
So,
to see the update.
so what happened with the court case?
There's one happening.
So no, but what happened?
No. They literally said that they're going forward with the charges based on the evidence that they have gathered.
So they gathered evidence, right? Where it's like a video.
The video, apparently witness statements, apparently the marks and bruises or whatever they saw on her. Yeah, no, it wasn't a jumping man.
So what is happening is that this dude get famous and now allegedly beat up a white woman.
His girlfriend.
Yeah, but she white, isn't it?
Yeah.
Me even see her, I done walk out that was going on.
Yeah, he likes nobody. But apparently this isn't something that is new. They've been saying this about him for a while, but it wasn't like, you know how people only just really make noise when they realize like things bust? But apparently they've been saying this about him. He just wasn't, I guess he wasn't beating up the white people.
No, he wasn't famous enough.
Yep.
That's really what it is. He wasn't famous enough.
But yeah, they
Create 3 just dropped. But yeah, now is the time. Now is the time. Bye. We can see how this go.
Yeah.
Because even like watch the Michael Irvin situation.
No, that one was different. That evidence proved that he didn't do it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Them they need to be locked up. When you do them things, I feel like you need to be locked up. If you're really out there beating women, lock them up. If the women them lie, lock them up.
My thing is, if you're going ahead and accusing somebody and there's unrefutable evidence that you made it, that you embellished,
No, lock them up.
yeah, you need to go for the exact same time that he was looking at. You need to go for that time. And who vex, then got to vex.
I agree.
Yeah, because my problem is like I don't let my people weaponize the law, man. I don't let my people weaponize the law.
That pissed me off. Because first I was like fully hoping like, Lord, please don't let this be true. Lord, please don't let this be true. So I've been following the story and then I saw that his lawyer put out a statement and said, see? Next thing you know, the next day the prosecutor said, slow your roll. We're going ahead with this man.
So how they having these difference of opinions? And that's the other problem
But that's the other supposed to try to defend you?
But my problem is that especially the prosecutors in these cases, what is happening is they try the case in the public. Like that is what's been happening in all these cases, all of them. The prosecutors, they come, they make it this big media circus, understanding that nobody can avoid it. So before you even get to the court, the jurors are already tainted. It's not an issue of looking at the evidence or whatever. Most of the jurors don't make up their mind. And what happens is during the juror selection, they're done wiping out people based on their preconceived notions.
That's
because you were the one
famous.
you were the one who helped to plant the preconceived notions.
That is true.
I don't like how these things get played out in the
Well,
public.
guess what? Just like the Megan Tory situation, we shall wait on the verdict.
Yeah.
Mina say who ain't do and who do what, because I was not there.
And let me tell you something, right? Like, even with we've been having some of these very public cases, and it really goes to show that there is just so much different angles, and all of these situations are so different. Like the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation, like that, there was sickness magnified, right? That was such an interesting thing for me, because it was really a look into like the psyche of people and the psychology of relationships, and I was just like, wow,
Why?
yo, this is crazy, literally crazy.
Yeah. Literally was.
Yeah.
Insanity, boy. But,
Yeah,
as I said, we're going to see.
yeah, but Jade,
That's a home time.
home time.
Things to do, people to see, places to be.
Yeah, we gotta leave, we gotta go, we gotta disembark, we gotta disappear. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the Sip and Chat show today. And of course, as always, I remind you to like, share, subscribe, comment,
Indeed.
click the little notification bell. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
And a TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To make sure you keep up to what's happening. All these little clips, let's be having people sparking discussions.
Boy.
And it's really a plus to see you guys really get into what's happening here on the show. And yeah, really appreciate it. Those of you who've been telling your friends about us, boom bam, thank you so much for
Real
sharing the
MVPs.
wealth. Yeah, bye, real MVP. You know what I mean? But alas,
We gotta go.
we have come to the end.
Parting is such a sweet sound.
It's hump day.
It is Wednesday, yeah.
It's hump day. I'm hoping that you guys have a great day. And you guys also just, stay productive. Deal with people with love and grace, of course.
Keep off of Facebook.
Okay, just spend more time living your content than posting it. Spend more time living your content than posting it. And of course, guys, please remember that you can't be everybody's cup of tea, because you is not a mug. We're going to see you guys tomorrow.